The Individuals with Disability Education Act, IDEA, requires each state to develop a state performance plan, annual performance report, SPP-APR, that evaluates the state's efforts to implement the requirements and purposes of IDEA and describes how the state will improve its special education implementation. The SPP-APR include indicators that measure child and family outcomes and other indicators that measure compliance with the requirements of IDEA. The indicators in Part B of IDEA fall into three monitoring priority areas. 1. Provision of a free, appropriate public education, FAPE, in the least restrictive environment, the LRE. 2. State exercise of general supervision, including child fine, effective monitoring, the use of resolution meetings, mediation, and a system of transition services. 3. Disproportionate representation of racial and ethnic groups in special education and related services to the extent the representation is the result of inappropriate identification. The South Carolina Office of Special Education Services must set targets on the indicators that involve student performance. We have a series of recorded presentations in order to take stakeholder feedback on the proposed targets. Indicator 2 is about dropout rate, which is the percent of youth with IEPs dropping out of high school. The State Performance Plan requires us to set what they refer to as targets and what we think of as our goals. Just like IEP goals, targets need to be rigorous, yet attainable. If we were to create a SMART goal, like the goals required in IEPs, the goal would read something similar to, by the end of the school year, 2025, South Carolina will have a graduation rate for students with disabilities of 18.63%, as measured by the EDFACS report. The post-secondary outcomes group will have goals related to meeting this target that is updated yearly and discussed later in this presentation. Indicator 2 changes include dropout rate goals were set to align with the graduation rate goals. The dropout rate accounts for 9% of students who may not make their four-year graduation cohort, but may re-enroll to continue working towards their graduation or credential. Though the first year target is high, this works off the previous year's actual dropout rate and will help buffer the possible effects of the pandemic. The overall 6-year goal is rigorous. The post-secondary focus group related goal is in order to further LEA capacity to increase career development, student skills, and CTE enrollment and collaboration for students with disabilities, the PSO team will provide resources and supports that will assist LEAs with implementing high-leverage, evidence-based, equitable practices that address post-secondary outcome needs. In order to monitor this progress, much like monitoring of IEP goals, we will use a variety of data points to monitor progress of the goal. We will use data such as dropout rate, graduation, Indicator 14 survey results, SWD CTE enrollment, task data, SC ABLE, interagency. We will also use the benchmarking that's completed in the SOTA implementation manual. The PSO focus group has varied activities, such as building a learning management system modules for CTE collaboration, SC high school credential, transition best practices and Indicator 13 compliance along with Indicator 14 compliance, inform LEA SOP of PSO implementation guide and assist LEA SOP in setting up graduation teams, utilizing task to help LEA SOP implement best practices defined by the PSO essential program components as determined by the school graduation team, build interagency relationships to establish strategies, trainings, and initiatives related to PSO goals. These will support LEAs in achieving the long-term goal of increasing graduation rate. Stakeholder feedback will also be considered in embedding additional activities. What this means to you as a teacher: you will monitor and address attendance. You will connect with outside agencies and service providers such as VR, DDSN, HR, higher education, and CTE, Social Security Office, healthcare providers, public transportation. You will also maintain open dialogue with the SOTA team members, ensuring that the IGP aligns with Indicator 13 and collaborate with all stakeholders. You will assess and provide instruction of soft skills. You will provide career awareness activities and work-based learning experiences. You will also align the connections between academic and functional skills with career choices. You will include self-determination skills in your instruction, and you will also incorporate universal design for your learning.